Well, it's 6 a.m. second day. We stayed up to about, I think, 11:30 last night, just talking, sharing stories. So I had thermal and multiple audio recorders. All of it was still running when I got up, so even though the temperatures dropped down to at least 30, all the equipment was still running, so that's good. Now I'm just sitting by a small fire just to warm up and cook some breakfast. I think Marshall and Aaron are still sleeping, so I think the agenda today is to hike up and look at some kind of stick structure that these guys found last year. I guess it's still there. Plus I'm going to explore, there's a trail, looks like a horse trail or something, just on the backside of my camp, and this bit of a hillside behind me, a lot of downed trees, so I thought I'd look through there. The ground's pretty soft, see if there's any kind of tracks or anything. Last night I woke up a few times, thought I may have heard something, I'm not really sure, but it was pretty much a peaceful night. It got cold, but seemed pretty quiet. But of course I'll review all the audio once I get home and see if anything's on it.
Okay, I was just talking to Will, and we're gonna go. Are we gonna do the creek?
What's that?
Are we gonna go across the creek first?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's two creeks that come in, merge together right over in the woods there, and we're gonna try to find a place to cross and look for footprints. Okay, so Will and I are heading out. We're going to try to find a place to cross the creek. And there's a theory that I have that there's, because there's two creeks, there's two valleys. And we're just going to go back and see what we can find.
So Marshall and I are trekking through the woods here. We are trying to find a place to cross because there's two creeks that converge into one. So the witnesses said that the activity came from this direction from the creek, so we're checking out the creek.
That's an old tree laying right there.
Yeah, it is.
Been there a long time. Got all these other trees growing out of
it. Looks like it's still pretty marshy right there. The peer pressure. Well, if Marshall can do it, I can do it, right?
Don't worry, if you fall in, I'll get a picture of it.
I don't like that.
All right. Get past all this water. Boy, the skinnier the tree gets, the harder it gets.
Hey, let's do solid over here.
Looks what?
Looks like there's a trail through the water right here.
Yeah, that's a good way to go.
Yep, solid. Watch what you grab.
Yeah, Devil's Club. Whoa. Aaron!
I thought I heard a twig snap.
He's heading the other way.
We thought we'd let you sleep in.
That was really nice of you guys. I did. I enjoyed it. Made my own breakfast on my special diet. Now I'm good to go. It's a nice area back here.
Did you cross the same tree that we did?
I assume. It was a little sketchy, but not too
It was a
bad.
lot sketchy for me.
I found it helpful to do this.
Yeah. I assured him if he fell in, I was going to capture it on camera. So
It wouldn't be terrible though. Just pull up your sleeve or roll up your pants and put your socks and shoes on.
yeah.
I'll just kind of wander around.
Yeah.
That was like an impression to you?
Do that again. How far down does the toe thing go into it?
If it is a toe thing.
Right. Looks pretty old.
Yeah. That's what we should check out right there.
Whoa. It's a nice hillside.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, look at this.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
What's that?
I'm just seeing how great it is up here. Trying to encourage you to.
Right down there would probably be a good spot to look for some tracks.
Say that again?
It's probably be a nice spot down here to look for some impressions or anything. I like how it just opens up.
Yeah.
This ground really gives, so.
Yeah.
We are up on like a little hill with a flat top. It goes to a point where we came up and starts to widen out as you go further, but it's covered with huge trees, which is amazing. They're really tall, really big. And on both sides there's creeks and water, bodies of water, just little puddles and stuff like that. So it's pretty amazing. Look at this view.
Pretty swampy. Seems like they didn't log back here.
Yeah, I think you're right. These are huge trees.
Old growth, I think. I mean, it's more than 100 years old. It's hundreds.
Yeah.
I don't know how old, but definitely way bigger than the 100-year-old forests you see. I was just in along the Lochsa River, and it all burned off in the 1910 fire. So all the trees are 115 years old.
Whoa.
You know, so you can tell the difference.
Looks like Will's going to the left.
Yep.
All right.
Just keeps going.
Huh?
Just keeps going.
Yeah. I can hear the creek way over there, though. Aaron's walking the ridge.
Could be bear tracks here.
Okay, I saw one of those up there too. It looked like something. Ooh, yeah, look at that.
Yep.
It's a bear hind foot. I'm still going to take a picture because it's a pretty nice impression.
Is that an X? Or is it just two trees that kind of look like an X?
I mean, it is an X, but yeah, how did it become that?
So you can see where this log is right here. Definitely a lot of traffic comes through here. It's beated down pretty good. Probably bear or something.
Sullivan Creek goes that way, right?
Nope, we're up further, Sullivan Creek,
Oh.
and it flows down, and then it goes in across the road where that bridge is.
Oh.
But this creek apparently flows. Is it this creek that flows into Sullivan Creek, or was it the other side?
Huh. I'm glad I'm not responsible for getting us back.
Just follow the creek. That'll get us back. Man, those are big trees. Look at the size of that thing.
Yeah. I remember reading about the early Appalachian settlers that they could just ride their horse through the forest. But the point being that these old growth forests are open like this, you know. We can just walk around and we can see each other. Although once all these ferns grow, you know, then it'll be thicker, but
Yeah.
it's nice to be back here.
I think I'm going to cross the creek right there and see what I can find over there.
All right.
Those are some big paw prints.
So is that the main creek or is that Sullivan Creek? What is that?
I think.
Okay. Are you going to try to cross that one too?
There's a big print right there. I'm guessing by the shape of it. Bear. What do you think, Will?
Probably bear. Yeah, definitely bear. Got another one here.
It must be one of the larger tributaries. You can see the map if you want. So there's our campground.
Yeah.
And I think we started out kind of going like that. Then we came back around and
Right.
now we're following it back down. So I guess earlier we were following Sullivan Creek.
Okay, so that main one, first one we crossed is Sullivan.
Yeah. And then Deemer, but Deemer seems almost as full as Sullivan.
Well, look, see this point right here?
Yeah.
That's that hillside that we came up.
Oh, okay. So we crossed Sullivan, came up here. All right.
So I'm out with Aaron and Will, and we hiked up across the creek, and there are two creeks that merge together, and so we're trying to follow the one creek that merges into Sullivan Creek. And we've come across this massive hillside. Well, I say massive, I mean it's probably 45 feet tall or something like that, compared to everything on both sides. This must be like old river bottom or creek bottom, but we've come down into the left side, getting closer to the creek we're trying to follow, and we're in an old growth forest. Aaron's guessing that they're hundreds of years old. Some of these trees hasn't been logged probably ever, because it was like, you know, 120, 130 years ago they did a bunch of logging up here. So yeah, this area does not look like it's been touched by loggers in at least a couple hundred years, and a couple hundred years ago they weren't even up here in this area. We're camping at Gypsy Meadows, which is a camping area just prior to going up to the top of Mount Salmo, which is a couple miles away. This area here is well known for being grizzly territory and Sasquatch. Not that I'm out looking for Sasquatch, but I'm out filming the guys looking for Sasquatch. So it'd be interesting to find out whatever they can see. We did talk to David and Curtis last night when they got here, but they did mention that the Sasquatch came from this area, crossed over behind their camp and the area where they're camped now, and then went on out across the road, the main road anyway. So our thought was, well, let's go to the area where they said the Sasquatch came from, because this obviously is a travel area. So here we are in this old growth forest, and we're looking for whatever evidence we can find. But in the meantime, oh my gosh, this place is beautiful. Love it.
Possible one over here too. Maybe two. I don't know, it's iffy. I don't know, it's iffy. Here and here.
Well, the one up here would be in the same path. So maybe look from here.
Where's yours at?
Where's yours at? Here it is.
Is there another one? Oh, we're heading right down to the marsh.
Yeah, so if so, I mean, could be.
Could be.
If we find more, you know, on the same. I mean, kind of like there and there and there.
Definitely tell someone's been walking through here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Alright, let's see if this battery.
So when it comes to tracking and looking for tracks, we take this stuff very, very seriously.
Today I'm with Will, Omar, and Aaron, and they found some tracks right up there. What appears to be footprints. And they've headed this way down to the lowlands where the ground is moist. The chances of finding a big footprint with the toes on it have dramatically increased. We're crossing lots of logs over creeks. It's making Will nervous.
Ooh, this one's spongy.
Going across the creek, it looks like.
Look, there's a log right up there. See it?
So we officially navigated the woods along the creek where the witnesses claim to have activity. Found a few questionable impressions, and that's all where I'm going to leave it. They're questionable.
You won't believe where we're at.
Yeah, we're right.
This is crazy.
We are at our campsite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're at the other end of Will's campsite.
So nothing major to report, but Aaron's still out there somewhere. He's checking the two creeks converge into one, so he's gonna go check that spot out real quick. But yeah, we're back in camp now. Connects.
I'm headed back to my camp. I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Okay. So is that one place there?
No, but last year it had more bark, and you could see where it was sort of, the bark had a little twist in it, like it was, you know, you'd think that if this thing was coming this way it would fall that way, but it's been, that one seems to have come up by his root ball.
Yeah. Any chance I can get you to stand in the center of it?
Sure.
For scale? Thank you.
Okay, now look at your wife. Just humor me. Thank you.
So I'm probably with my boots 6'2". So who knows?
What do you think?
Okay, so far we crossed the creek, checked that area out. I then went up on this top hill above my camp, checked that out. Went with the witnesses and checked out the area where they found some tracks from their experience. Checked out their X structure that they found last year, which is still there. Was it made by Bigfoot? I don't know. Can't answer that. But Marshall and I are about to hike this trail that goes up. I think it's a primitive horse trail. So we're going to hike that a little ways and see where it goes and see if we find anything. So Aaron and I decided to hike the trail. Marshall took a break, so we headed up the trail, and it wasn't much of a trail. It turned into an old creek bed. So we followed that all the way to the main creek, and then circled back through the woods, up onto the main road, and now we're back here at camp. So, beautiful country out here. Absolutely beautiful. A lot of old trees. So, definitely Bigfoot country.
Okay, so Will and I are just sitting in my camp talking about the Book of Enoch, about all kinds of different stuff, and we hear the owl go off like it did yesterday. We didn't hear that owl all night long, and now he's all of a sudden he's back in the same location. And of course, the story that David and Curtis gave us is last year they were here, and they heard this owl, and then the changed into hoots. And so now we just heard the owl again, and then while I was talking to Will and saying something, he heard a knock from up where this owl is. And I didn't hear it because I was talking, but we're going to head up there and go look in the tops of trees and just kind of take a look around, see if we can find anything.
Okay, it's 5:30 p.m. We just heard an owl up on the hillside, and then a clear knock, and it's close. So we're gonna go check it out.
So right now, Will is gone over. He's told the other group all about what we heard, what we're going to do, and so.
Okay. David was in his hammock. He said about 30 minutes ago he was just laying there. A rock landed right next to him.
Really?
Yeah. 30 minutes ago.
Wow.
Huh.
Well, let's go find him. I want to film him.
Yeah, no kidding.
Is Curtis going with us?
Yeah.
All right.
I think David is too.
Huh?
I think David is too.
Oh, okay.
Do you think the knock was on this little ridge before the road?
I think it's on the other side
Other
of the
side
road.
of the road?
It was like straight that way, same direction as that owl.
Interesting. So you ready, Curtis?
Ready? I don't know if you heard, but David thinks a rock got thrown at him a half hour ago.
Now, Will was just telling me.
Did you hear that? Alright, I don't know. So we heard a knock. We're across the road from our camp. Got to the road, heard some kind of faint, guttural vocal. So I just burst through the brush here and this is where the knock came from. Somewhere up here. Got another X up here. I mean, it could be natural. Looks like one's kind of lodged in between the two. Well, here's the second X, possibly. Okay, this one's broken going up. Definitely got lodged in there. Looks like some of the moss in the tree has been scraped off. Possibly. This one's actually still rooted. Going up. And we got a second one here. I don't know. Yeah, it was a solid knock. I mean, what are the odds of finding a second one?
How does it get behind that one?
That's a good question.
How does it get behind that one?
Because this one's like growing at an angle.
Yeah, that could not be there, but how does it get behind it and then jam it between the two?
I know. When they jammed it in, maybe it broke while they were jamming. I don't know. All speculation though. But you can see how things are. It's definitely scraped. The wood's actually damaged. We need Aaron to send him up the hill.
You go up the hill.
I'd rather send Aaron.
He'd rather send Aaron up the hill. So we came over across the main road, and oh, it's beautiful woods. But there's a tiny creek I crossed flowing, coming over here, and it gets a lot steeper at this point, and so someone has to volunteer to go up this steep incline, and Will was wishing Aaron was here, so I guess I'm going to start climbing it. But I'm looking in the trees. I don't hear the owl anymore, and we haven't since we started on this trek. And I did hear a thump. I didn't tell the others about it, but it was off in this direction. So it's kind of a deep thud, like something jumped out of a tree and landed on the ground. But all right, going up the hill.
Really?
So we heard that loud owl right behind our camp that did not sound like an owl. We took off in that direction. We probably got up 50 yards past that little weather station. All of a sudden, from this direction, there were 3 whoops.
Do you see something shiny up there?
Yeah. I don't know what it is.
I say it's almost like eye shine, but it's swaying a lot. Could be a spider web.
Curtis Curtis pulled himself up on a tree, and the tree was dead and it gave way. So he lowered it down quietly because it was a small one. Of course, the best route up is usually at an angle instead of straight up the hill. But there's so many rocks that appear to be loose. You gotta be really careful with your step, because if I loosen a rock here, Curtis and David are gonna be in danger along with Will. Okay. big old rock here. I'm going to step up there. And that tree is still alive, so in theory, it won't come tumbling down if I lean on it. All these rocks here are loose. Look at this. This one recently fell out of place. Something stepped on it. That one's loose. Something fell from there. All of these rocks look like something stepped on it and loosened it up. So I'm gonna step here. Oop, it's slipping. I'm still slipping. Okay, this one's dead. Don't lean on it. That one's alive. Up and get my breath.
Comes all the way around.
I mean, it may not be, but I don't know.
Kind of looks like we may have like a, I don't want to call it a nest,
Perch, a watching place, outpost or something. I don't know how to. I mean, it may be nothing, but it just looks. It caught my eye at least.
yeah. I mean, I don't see this anywhere
Right.
else.
Gathered together like
Yeah.
The only thing that would be against it would be that one stick in the middle. You'd be sitting right on it, but you know, that one going like that.
Yeah.
Those look flattened. Good tell.
You think there'd be some hair in there?
Yeah. Didn't see any at first glance. That's a rock. I don't know, maybe nothing.
But I'm telling you, it looks almost like there's a flat top on top of that cliff. That is a rock cliff. And rumor has it, Sasquatch lives in caves in the clefts of rocks. According to the people who saw Sasquatch in 1980 when Mount St. Helens blew up. I have this theory that if you want to really find Sasquatch, you need to trespass on what he considers his territory. And here I am standing on an old dead stump. That's not good. All right. Okay. I'm doing pretty good, actually. I just need some water. I need to catch my breath for a second before I continue. Oh, God is good. Now, if there was a Sasquatch up here, he probably would have seen us coming and would have hightailed it. And like a deer, would have circled around behind us, made an escape from there. That's my theory anyway. You guys coming up? I can see him right through there. That was dead. You guys coming all the way up, Will? I was just asking myself if I should turn around or, go back or go on up. Well, it kind of looks like there's a little bit of a not quite level spot, but not as steep above the rocks. Of course, it's a mountain, so it's going to keep going up. And a lot of those rocks are loose. Okay. Okay, I'm making my way back down. Okay, I made it up to the level of the rock cliffs. Almost topped them. And Will's come up quite a ways, him and Curtis. David's about halfway up. It's pretty steep here, so I'm going to head back down carefully.
We found something interesting down here.
Did you?
Might not be anything, but it might be.
This whole place is interesting.
Yeah.
We don't need Aaron. We could do this.
Yeah. Screw the young guy, right?
Yeah.
You're the young one, Will? Is that what you said?
Aaron is, actually.
Well, that's why we need him here.
I don't want to move too much, though.
Yeah, you don't want to drop rocks on them.
Yeah. I'm going to go for that tree.
Yeah, I agree with you. I
Use
think
it like a ladder.
Here we go. Sliding down the hill. Actually, I'm going to go that way. That looks a little more secure.
How steep do you think this is?
Not too steep to climb. Steep enough we should have known better.
Chasing after the evidence.
Oh, that felt good.
I'm gonna have to freehand it here, guys. Sorry.
Next step is going to be a slider if I'm not careful. Heels in, grip.
The shit we do for YouTube. I hope you guys are enjoying this show.
David and I don't even have YouTube, so we just watch your stuff.
Well, now you're living it.
Yeah.
Keep your
You want to
footage.
see that here, Marshall?
Start the YouTube and
Maybe nothing.
It looks like a
Sitting spot.
weed, a little weed.
And if you notice, there's no other pile of pine needles, limbs, anywhere else on this hill like this.
yeah, so why would they all be accumulated here? Although there is that fallen tree and some under it,
Right.
but
Nice view of the road.
yeah. But
Nice view of the road.
yeah,
It's like two butt cheeks.
We were,
maybe that's where they were sitting when they were doing the owl call and whistling.
could be, I don't know if you heard, you may have been ahead of us. We were telling Will that when we were here last year, we had heard that the sick kind of owl up above our camp where Will's camping. And so we grabbed our gear and went up. It was probably about this time of day. And as we were heading up that way, from this direction, and it sounded like it was across the road, we heard 3 whoops.
Wow.
And Dave,
I felt they were trying to distract us. I think it was a distraction, and I said, no, we're not going that direction. And I'm glad I didn't, because, well, this.
Yeah.
and then the other thing, you know, they may have been owls again, but it always started over there, you know, to the west. But there was always a response to the north and somewhere up here on this mountain too.
Wow.
Now, clearly there are owls up here, so it may have been owls, but I don't think the whoops were owls. Yeah, exactly. Next time, if you guys just want to wave at us so you don't have to waste 3 minutes, we'll count.
All right, we ready to ski down this mountain?
Oh, yeah. I prefer to go down the slow way, though. That was fun. Let's do it again.
Can I change my shoes?
Yeah.
I got some flip-flops, they'll probably be better.
My legs are going to be sore tomorrow. Sir?
If you knock again, I'm going to swear at you, Barracuda. Barracuda is my swear word.
So you said 30 minutes before we heard the knock, you had a rock thrown at you. Possibly.
I was just laying in my hammock and my wife's hammock, and then about to just take a nap, and it seemed like about within 10 feet of me there was a thud, like a rock thud. And I was like, okay, is there gonna be another one? You know? So then I got out, wanted to go look around, but I got distracted doing something, and I went back and told Curtis I got to go look and see if I can find a free rock that's not embedded in the material. Couldn't find one for a while, but then about 8 feet from where my head was, there was a rock just sitting on the forest floor. You know how you see a rock indentated and stuff like that. It was just sitting right there. So I was going, and I threw it up in the air just to hear the sound when it hit right there. It sounded like it.
It's kind of a white quartz, about the size of a golf ball, probably. When
So I put it on the log by the fire. I'll show you guys later.
We've heard at least 2 other stories on YouTube of people getting rocks thrown at them here. So.
I mean, pine cones are softer.
Yeah.
Color coming to me, but
Thanks for the excitement.
Yeah, next time if you just want to wave, next time I'll actually put on some hiking.
Remind me to bring my rope, my climbing rope.
the ongoing joke is whenever Aaron leaves, something happens.
Something happened.
So
Well, I'm just good for you'll enjoy that when you get back.
Yeah, that was mentioned to him and he's never forgot it. It's almost like he feels bad about it. Oh shoot, I don't want to leave because every time I leave something happens.
Then it becomes more and more reality as people start noticing it.
He was still in bed, and that's when I went down and talked to the other gentleman, and he confirmed David's story that what he heard. David was still asleep, so I decided to walk out on the road because they both said it seemed to cross the road and go up the mountain. And I didn't see the X at the time because there was more lower stuff here. But I started looking across here, and it's not here now. I don't know where it is. There was probably a 12-foot tree with a break at about 9 feet. And I don't know where it is because it's gone. And then I noticed the same thing. Up the grass where, some, like you see right there. So, maybe that's an area. I have no idea where the tree went. It's not there now. But I think we have pictures of the tree from last year. But yeah, we think they came right up here, like you said, just across from the X. And there's grass right there. Do you have a picture of that tree from last year, David? This one?
I don't think so.
I probably do on my phone, but my phone's back at camp. But I came out looking for it, and it's not there. It might be that one that has, that's part of that bigger tree. I don't even know where it is, but it's not here now.
Well, I'm just looking at the mud there,
Yeah.
and I'm wondering, is that where somebody tried to step up on it?
Well, and that's what I suspected last year, because it looked the same. It looked like, the grass had all been turned up right there.
We didn't go up it.
We never went up it, but same kind of thing.
I see deer tracks.
Yeah.
So it could be just.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a nice path going up.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at the canopy, I mean, it's thick here. It's thick here. It's open here. And there's an X. So here is the rock that was thrown at David while he was in the hammock. Just an ordinary rock. And here's a couple pictures of that stick structure. Classic X sign. So this is what we're just going to call like a seat cushion. All these branches just kind of pushed together, but at the angle we were looking at, you could almost see an imprint of almost like a butt sitting in there. It was odd. The only place in the woods that had this thing. And we did find what appeared to be a couple, like maybe areas where fingers were dug into the ground, as if, if you're getting up from the ground, you push off with your hand. We did see some possible finger holes, possibly, that were intriguing. But yeah, just a pile of branches all piled up there. And this is the view from the actual seat cushion. You can actually see the road and part of the campsite, so it's a great observation point. So stay tuned. Still got 2 more days to share here. I might combine the next 2 days into one video, but a lot more to share. A lot more stuff happened. So until the next video, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Keep it real.